And I would like to welcome all live and replay viewers to my Periscope. And in this week, I'm going to start a 5-part series regarding the project management domains. So for those who are new, I am a certified project management professional, certified Scrum and ITIL with over 12 years of experience in project management in both the private and public sector, as well as with small, medium-sized businesses. So I know how to do all of the different project management life cycles, and I furthermore believe that everything can be projectized, which is why I started this show. So I'm going to do this 5-part series every day this week. And it's 5 parts because there's 5 domains or processing group. They are initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. So I wanted to do this as somewhat of a teaching series so that you can have a better understanding of what formal and actual project management is. And because project management is one of the hottest things out there, I want everyone to have a great understanding, preliminary and beginning understanding of project management. So for initiation, that means to start. And in the management processing groups, you only have 2 project management processes. They are develop project charter and identifying stakeholders. So I'm going to go over both of them. So I know that you hear about project management and project management plan, but there will be no project management plan without a project charter. And regarding that, I want you to be able to understand that to initiate a project, it's not just, oh, it's a project. There's a process to that. So certain things such as statement of work, reason behind the project from the sponsor, cost and benefit analysis. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in project management, we have a thing called the triple constraint. So there's three things that are in the triple constraint is scope, schedule, which is time, and cost. So I brought up statement of work, which is a scope. You also have a rough order of magnitude for a project schedule, and then you have the cost benefit analysis, which is cost. You also have things called enterprise environment factors, which are, things that happened and will affect you outside, like the marketplace, regulatory. If there's a government regulation, that could possibly be the reason why you're starting the project, or a response to a government regulation because maybe you need to pivot because it adversely affects your industry or it can benefit your industry. But that's part of enterprise and enterprise environmental factors. And then you have organizational process assets, which is your standard operating procedures or organizational culture. We'll detail whether or not you undertake the project. If your company is more risk averse and it seems riskier than average endeavor, they probably will kill the project or won't approve it. But the output for all of these things is the project charter. And the project charter does 2 things. It authorizes the project, meaning it greenlights it. And then number 2, it assigns the project manager. So as I mentioned before earlier in this broadcast, even before you get to the project management plan, you have to have a charter. So the charter is the input to creating the project management plan. As I mentioned before, the second thing is identify stakeholders. So since there's some people coming in the broadcast, I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Carl R. Jenkins. I am a certified project management professional, certified Scrum and ITIL with over 12 years of experience, and you're watching Projectized. This is a 5-part series for the project management domains and processing group, and today I'll be talking about initiating processing group. So the second process is identifying stakeholders. And as I mentioned before, you had the sponsor. Well, a sponsor is one stakeholder. The other ones are project manager. You as a project manager is a stakeholder, as well as the project team. And the definition of a stakeholder is any one person or entity that can positively or negatively impact your project. And as I mentioned before, the government can be a stakeholder, the industry association, the marketplace can be a stakeholder. There are multiple stakeholders. The biggest problem that I see with project managers is they only identify stakeholders in the initiating domain. They stop right here. That is the worst thing that can happen because your stakeholders change when you advance throughout the other four processing groups. So when you go into planning, the people in the initiating, they could leave, they can return back and monitoring, controlling. But as a project manager, you have to be able to get all of the information and know the entry and exits and what type of communication that the stakeholders need. So being able to communicate, because 90% of your job as a project manager is communication. Well, 90% of your job is stakeholder communication, because stakeholders can make or break your project. So being able to track them throughout the 5 processing groups, not just initiating, but also planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing will make you a successful project manager. So these are the 2 project management processes for initiating domain. They are develop project charter, and you can't have a project management plan without a project charter because it does 2 things. It authorizes the project, meaning it green lights it, and it also installs a project manager. And then the second one is identifying stakeholders. And remember, the definition of a stakeholder is anyone who can, or entity that can positively or negatively impact your bottom line in your project. So my name is Carla R. Jenkins. You can get in touch with me at info@carlarjenkins.com. carlarjenkins.com. And also, if you want to work with me, carlarjenkins.com/book a session. You can also go to my contact page on my website and you can see all of my products and service offerings there. But this is the first of 5 episodes of Projectized for the Project Management Domain series. My name is Carla R. Jenkins. Thank you for taking out your time to watch Projectized. I'll see you in the next live stream video. Goodbye.